Today, I want to talk about the ego and its connection to low self-esteem and insecurities in straight, masculine, conservative men. Many of us men, no matter which part of the world we live in, culture we are from, or religion we practice, constantly feel insecure about our masculinity. Whether it's from trying to live up to an ideal version of manhood that sees men only as strong providers and protectors, or dealing with social expectations that cap our emotional expression. A growing number of straight, masculine, conservative men feel like they are always falling short. This is where the ego comes in. You see, the ego is like an overzealous bodyguard that can get a bit carried away. It's there to protect our self-image and preserve our dignity. But when it's unchecked, it takes on a life of its own. When we don't feel we're man enough, our ego jumps loudly, tells us that you are the best in the world, better than anyone else. Or it softly whispers, you are the worst, the lowest of the low. It likes to push us to the extremes. It doesn't want balance, it wants drama. It wants to be either the top of the mountain or the deepest in the valley, but never in between. This conflicted ego creates insecurities and cultivates a low self-esteem that can become such a big issue for us as men. It prohibits us from actualizing a true secure form of masculinity because it stops us from acknowledging our full selves, our strengths and weaknesses, and our victories and failures. The more we bury these insecurities and the more we feed our ego, the more distorted our self-image becomes. We become trapped in a vicious cycle, struggling to reconcile the man we are with the man we believe we're supposed to be. For example, the other day I had a conversation with a guy friend. He was feeling down as if the world was conspiring against him. You know the feeling when it seems like you are at the bottom of the barrel, the worst of the worst, and everything that could go wrong does. He felt bad about his professional reality, his failing relationship, and his unfit body. While those are real things to feel low about, I told him, your low self-esteem is not because of your life's reality. It is an ego issue. He was confused since he thought that low self-esteem and ego were on opposite ends of the spectrum, but they aren't. I told him that many people think just like you and have failed to truly understand that when we feel low, the ego doesn't just want to be at the bottom, it wants to be the very bottom of the bottom, the top of the bottom. It revels in that space. That's the balance the ego fights against. It doesn't see life as neither all good nor all bad. It's a mix. This is why when we are insecure and experiencing low self-esteem, we perceive everything around us as being at the bottom with us, even though that's far from the truth. So, how do we handle the ego to become more secure as straight conservative men? Well, the antidote is genuine self-honesty. When you're stuck in the mindset of, my life is the worst, you're focusing on yourself and feeding the ego. You must, and without judgment of who you are, truly acknowledge what you are good at and where you fall short. Taking personal stock is the first step towards overcoming low self-esteem. It's not about seeking validation or comparing ourselves to others. It's about understanding who we are, what we excel at, and what we need to work on. Secondly, shift your focus to the service of others. Helping other people that aren't yourself breaks us free from the chains of ego. It opens our hearts and minds to the needs of those around us, and we learn more about ourselves than any self-reflection or self-analysis could ever provide. We discover new facets of our character, strengths we didn't know we had, and a deeper sense of our purpose in life beyond our gender. Finally, let's not forget about the importance of taking care of our physical well-being in order to be a secure, straight conservative men with an impenetrable high self-esteem. Since society feeds the ego with unrealistic expectations and standards of what a perfect male body should look like, many men believe that anything less than a muscular body is unworthy. This negative body image prevents them from engaging in fitness activities that will improve their physical presentation and mental outlook. It's not just about superficial appearances or fitting into societal standards. It's about respecting yourself enough to prioritize your health, no matter if you have muscles or not. When a man takes care of his body, he sends a powerful message to the world that he is strong, confident, and secure. These three ways are a start, but it is up to straight conservative masculine men to do the work of addressing all ego-driven barriers in order to live a harmonious life.